do not bullshit this person. At least with this person, 100% straight. So this is simply because there was a time when this culture was a vibrant spiritual atmosphere. From those times, it is a very depleted condition right now. That vibrant spiritual liveliness is gone, but the jargon is still floating around. Wherever you go, people are talking about soul, Atma, Paramatma, this, that. The jargon is still floating around in common language and common atmospheres, though the fire is gone. Because of this, it is… one way it could have been a positive influence, but it is also a negative influence because you're talking about the highest things in a mundane way, so that all the highest things will just die, just talking about it like gossip. People will discuss Gita on the tea shop, people will nothing wrong with the tea shop, I'm saying not with the necessary focus or the sanctity that it needs. Sanctity not in terms of elevating it to some place, sanctity in terms of if you want to put your hand into the milk, you would see that your hands are clean, isn't it? Because otherwise it'll go bad. This is just like that. If you want to put your hands into something, before that, a little bit of care. Otherwise, you will become a confused soul, which is impossible. But you think it's real. Confused mind, possible. Mind can only be confused. If somebody has a clear mind, he must be a fanatic. You understand? The nature of the mind is confusion. That's its beauty, it's always confused because it can't figure anything. But it can gather everything and mull over it endlessly. This is the nature of your logical mind. Mind is always going to be confused unless you're a single-track idiot or you're a fanatic. Otherwise, mind will be confused. A confused mind is good. If you know how to organize your confusion, if you know how to handle your confusion, if you know how to increase the enormity of your confusion consciously, if you can handle your confusion consciously, mind is a very productive instrument. If you're looking for a mind which is not confused, you can go for a brain surgery. You can remove half of it, there'll be no confusion. Clear? The more intelligent you are, the more you will wonder, the more you will be confused about everything. The more profoundly you look at life, the more confused you will be. And it's good. Only somebody who doesn't look at anything, who's got a parallel vision, he is dead sure about everything. So you must either be an idiot or a fanatic to do that, and there's not much difference between the two. So now, your mind is confused. That is the nature of the mind. You have to learn to use the confusion to your benefit. If your mind is not confused, that means it's not constantly receiving. It is a blocked up mind, your mind has become a concrete block which is dead sure about everything. Otherwise, constantly if you're perceiving more and more information, it is always confused because it is always receiving much more than it can ever process. So much information, everything that you see, if you see little more carefully, right in this room you can see so many things that you never thought possible in your life, you understand? If you observe just one thing, it will happen like this. It is just that people are saying like this and they don't see anything. If they pay enough attention to any one thing, you will see a simple ant can keep your focus on for the rest of your life, it has so much in it. So everything around you, if you pay enough attention, there is so much information, no way can any mind ever process it. Only an unattentive mind thinks it knows everything. An attentive mind is always wondering and confused about every little thing in the universe. And that's the way it should be. You should not suffer your confusion. You must understand if you're constantly confused, that means you have a functioning intelligence. Yes. So, once you have separated your soul and your mind, a non-existent soul in your experience, the mind is receiving too many things. from every direction, all the time, endlessly, in wakefulness and sleep. The five senses are always perceiving endlessly. Most people are not alert to it, so their life becomes stagnant and boring. Confusion means there is still a possibility. Conclusion means it's death. So, don't try to conclude and take away the confusion. Confusion is fine. Right now, do not imagine things which are not true. Confusion is because never in the history of humanity anybody ever figured the nature of creation, nature of life in their mind. You can become life and know life. You can never figure life, just understand this. Never ever can you figure life out. But if you become an absolute piece of life, you will know life for what it is. So the only way to know life is to become one. Are you one? Are you a soul? Are you life? Are you life or no? You are.